All right. Conference tournament. It is time. We draw Hartford. The Hartford Hawks as the 3 seed. Albany takes on the University of Maryland, Baltimore. BU is the number 1 seed, of course, and UNH plays Vermont. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Can we beat the Hartford Hawks and move on to round number 2? Again, we won't be able to jump in because the game might crash and it's just not worth risking it. We'll save that for big-time tournament games only or a conference final. This game is so damn close. Oh, this would have been the perfect game to jump in and watch. 1 point separating us. Now Hartford up by 3. Come on, boys. Please don't waste Steiner's last year. Big Water, thank you for the follow. That's it. They're up by 2. Minute to go. Come on. Hold. Hold 30 seconds. Fucking hold it. No. 10 seconds. Win it. 1 second. Fuck. We got it to our best player with 11 seconds left, and indeed he missed the shot. Hartford knocks us out of the conference tournament, and our season is over. Bo Cruz went 2 for 10 from the floor. 1 of 8 from 3. Jesus Christ. We'll look no further than Bo Cruz as to why we lost that fucking game. He took 8 3-pointers and made 1 of them. 37 minutes played. 5 points. Bo Cruz, you fucking blew it. It's our season done. And hopefully that doesn't disrupt our momentum too much. Hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, there's no way we're making the national tournament now. And any momentum that we picked up from last season, having actually made the tournament and immediately getting interest. I didn't even notice Raptor Jesus, 40 minutes and 1 for 10. All right. Well. Honestly, I mean, I love looking at it, but since we're not in, let's just skip it this year. Let's just skip it this year. We will still obviously watch the tournament as it plays out, but for now, I'm just too damn disappointed. So let's take a look at what happens in the first round of this tournament. How is there still a to be determined? I told it to sim. All right, so in the West region, only 1 upset. North Carolina State. Or not. This glitches out sometimes. North Carolina State over Washington by 6. That was the only upset in the West region. In the Midwest, you have Clemson falling to Virginia, but it was the battle of 8 and 9. That was the only technical upset on that side of the bracket. In the East, you have San Antonio over Arizona, who continue to choke. Arizona consistently choking. They are out to San Antonio. And the only upset that we had there, I do believe, yeah, that was the only upset of the East region. And in the South, you have Louisville falling to the IUPUI Jaguars. The Louisville Cardinals absolutely blowing it. The other upset the Mormons getting it done over Western Kentucky. So BYU moving on. We go through the second round. And we have an upset. A pretty big one. A pretty damn big upset there. So in the West, 1, 4, and 3 move on, but number 2 Texas falls to North Carolina State. 96-70, it wasn't even close. So the 2 seed Longhorns are out. In the Midwest region, there was not a single upset. Duke, Kentucky, I imagine Florida, and Oklahoma all moving on. In the East, not a single upset as Cincy, MSU, West Virginia, and Indiana all move on. In the South, number 8 Purdue over the Maryland Terps. So that was our first number 1 to fall. Maryland is out, as are number 4 Minnesota, who lose to the IUPUI Jaguars. So quite a few upsets in that South region, but Bama and Syracuse also move on. We're at the Sweet 16. Let's see how this goes. OSU and Stanford will meet in the Elite 8 to crown the winner of that Western region. In the Midwest, Duke over Kentucky and Oklahoma over Florida. So in the West, it's 1 versus 3. In the Midwest, 1 versus 2. In the East, you have 1 versus 2, Cincinnati and Indiana, both moving on to the final. And in the South, Purdue over the Jags and Syracuse over Bama. So there will be a new national champion this season. So we get to the Elite 8. In the West region, we have OSU, Ohio State over Stanford. Buckeyes off to the Final Four. In the Midwest region, it's Duke and Oklahoma. Oklahoma upsets the number 1 seed Blue Devils. Again, they finished as the top team in the nation in the regular season, but they're out. In the East, it is Cincinnati over Indiana, and Syracuse make the Final Four over Purdue. So our Final Four, it is Ohio State and Syracuse, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma. 2 number 1 seeds and 2 number 2 seeds. Let's see what happens. National title is going to be the battle of the 2 seeds, Syracuse and Oklahoma, as Ohio State falls to the Orange by 3, and Cincinnati fall to Oklahoma by 14. National title game, it's Oklahoma versus Syracuse. Premium Bagel, good to see you. The winners of the national title this season, your Oklahoma Sooners. Boomer Sooner, I say. They win it by 1 goddamn point, too. Oklahoma over Syracuse, led by John Crockett. The Sooners win the national title to end the 2014 season. Play the clip. I wish. I don't have it assigned to this whole PC thing, but it is what it is. Let's continue the sim. Oklahoma crowned national champions, while we suck. First and foremost, the verbal agreements. 5 scholarships, John Haley. 8 Fry, Doug Norton, Theo Poe, and Michael Sweeney will all be brought in. Pretty happy about that, honestly, not that bad. And then in terms of players leaving, here's where it could get scary. Gunther Steiner is gone. Biss Nasty, Raptor Jesus, Wally McTally, and Fishy Python. We have the 1 freshman out of the 4 who wants to transfer. It's I like big butts. But we have all the points in the world to try to get him to stay. We'll give him the head coach visit. And he doesn't want to stay. So we are losing 1 of the 4 redshirt freshmen And unfortunately, he's a fucking 71 overall center. So that sucks. We had to risk it, though. We saved all those points, and it didn't matter. It makes you wonder if he would have stayed had we had a better season. But we lose a massive amount of talent in the post, both established and young options. But that does bring us now to the off-season recruiting, in which case we should now have one scholarship. We should. We have some 2-star players that are interested in us as well. And maybe even better. Really quickly, positional breakdown. So we do need a center. It's a shame that he left because he would have gotten to play. Like, he walked away from a starting position here, which really blows. Let's look at medium interest. Start off at center. We have a 3-star center who's interested. Tim Shepard out of Stanford. Fuck that other guy. We got Tim. If we can actually get him. And he's clearly who we would have gone for. A gift from the gods. We're going all in on trying to get Tim Shepard here. All fucking in. We got 200 points. Letter of interest, the care package, internet research, watch the game. He's our only guy. He is the only dude that we are going to target in this time. We got to wait a week for the results. But he is the guy. Not the tallest center in the world, but we do what we got to do. Alright, he is still available. He hasn't signed anywhere. We're now second. It's between us and Northwestern. Only an average rebounder. Don't be surprised if he declares for the draft. We'll conduct the phone interview. We'll go with the head coach visit. Talk about playing time. We'll offer him the scholarship. We'll phone the high school coach. Everything we can do. Everything we can do to try and get Tim Shepard. Let's go. So we lose one good center by trying to redshirt him. It was a shrewd move. I don't regret it. At the same time, we get a 3-star center to replace him. I'll take it. I will take it. That was a gift from the gods that dude was available to us, and that is it for our off-season recruiting. There's nothing else we can do. God, that was a gift. He's a 69 overall as a freshman, too, so pretty much on the same development path, but again, we would have had a 71 overall freshman center, which would have been amazing, but what are you going to do? So, let's get a look. Thank you, Bowen. I love you, too. Let's get a look at what this team is going to look like this upcoming season, now that we don't have anybody that we absolutely have to sign. We'll have to be a little bit shrewd with who we cut. Some of the point guards might not make it, just because we want to make sure the door is open to be able to bring in some recruits. So at center, we have Tim Shepard and boom, Thundersticks. So Shepard will be the guy. He'll be our starter. At power forward, we have Crazy Monk, Aid Fry, and Michael Sweeney. Sweeney is only a 64. So we might be able to get aggressive with trying to redshirt Sweeney. Bit of a tough call. Bit of a tough call, but I think we have to do it. I mean, Sweeney's not going to play this season. At forward, Sal Volcano's there. Theo Poe and Doug Norton are both 65s. So we'll have to make some decisions there. At shooting guard, we do have Bo Cruz, Little Richard, 72 rated now, and side whistle downspout. And at point guard, you've yeed your last ha. Now John Haley's there. Scrub McGruff and NCAA sanctions. So, how many seniors do we have? 1, 2. I think we need to open up We need to open up our options here. We need to be a little bit more aggressive. Potential 23 can create a new arena for your team without changing location. Me too, but at the same time, I doubt that'll happen because NHL teams don't like their brands being messed with, essentially. Okay, so UV'd your last haul will be our starting point guard. I might have to, the aggressive move, the smart move is to redshirt John Haley and hope he doesn't leave. Run with NCAA sanctions and last haul. Redshirt Haley and cut Scrub McGruff, who's just never going to make it. That's the smartest move we can make. At least at point guard. At shooting guard, it's a little bit tough. I know it's risky, but if we could get that full 5 years of Haley, or full 4 years of Haley, once the last haul leaves at the end of the season, and then we get 4 full years of Haley instead of 3. But it is risky. Or we could just let Haley be the understudy this year. Regardless, I think Scrub McGruff ends up getting cut to open up room, because again, we only have 2 seniors on this team. God, how aggressive do we want to be here? Haley, though, being a 3-star guy, that would be a disaster if he were to leave. 3 years of Haley as the starter as opposed to 0 years of him being here because he leaves after getting redshirted. You know? Would have given NCAA sanctions some more time, too. Oh, how aggressive do we want to be? Honestly, we could start Haley and just have last Hod there. Honestly, yeah, maybe we do end up playing him. Have you viewed your last Hod as like the 6th man? We are going to cut Scrub McGruff, who's just not that great, unfortunately. So, Scrub is going to get cut. And at point guard, I do like that idea. Haley, last Hod, sanctions as the depth chart. Haley is the guy that only wanted 1 year, too. We'll see if that actually plays out that way. If he does leave, we do have sanctions, and then we can bring in somebody else. So it's not the worst thing in the world. At shooting guard, let's be honest, I mean, Downspout's never going to play. Honestly, could do the same thing. Have Little Richard be the starter and have Bo Cruz off the bench. We could end up cutting Downspout. That way we have 5 guards in total that are playing, which is enough. And if we get rid of Downspout, that does open up room for another scholarship. I think we're going to cut side whistle Downspout. Sorry to Endo Mills, but he's got to go. So those will be our 5 guards. At forward, I mean, honestly, it makes sense to redshirt either Doug Norton or Theo Poe. Sal's obviously our starting forward. I can't say either of these two have great ratings right now. At all. Doug Norton has 49 passing. Honestly, I think we're going to redshirt Poe, who's the better three-point shooter. It's Poe. He's got a 60 to the 45 of Norton. Neither one of them's getting cut. We can't afford to do that, but one of those two is getting redshirted. We'll come back to that. And then we got our 3 power forwards, which, to be honest, is fine. Honestly, that's fine. It's all young dudes, too, outside of Crazy Monk. To be honest, I'm tempted to just cut Crazy Monk. Run with Shepard and Thundersticks. Have Fry and Sweeney there. What has more potential? Potential isn't a rating that it shows you. Just trying to decide if we really need 5 big men. I don't think we do. 4 should be enough. I'd rather cut Monk and try to bring in a new 3-star that could be even better than who we already have. So, at the same time, we have 13 players, so it's 2 scholarships, so 4 scholarships open right now. If we keep the roster the same. I think we are going to redshirt Theo Poe. We're going to redshirt Theo Poe. And let Norton kind of go for it. Maybe. Or we just leave him. Honestly, it's a tough call. Oh, it's a tough call. So we got 4 scholarships. We had 5 if we'd cut Monk and just go with 2 big men for each spot. I think we are going to cut Crazy Monk. And then a forward, we just don't know between Poe and Norton. I'm actually not going to redshirt either of them at this stage. Not going to redshirt either of them at this stage. Haley, we're not going to redshirt. I think we're good. That's going to leave us with, I believe, 5 scholarships for this season, which is more than enough. We'll fix up the roster a little bit later on. But yeah, 5 scholarships should be more than enough for us to be able to do some damage in terms of recruitment if there's somebody actually available, which would be great. We have again been invited down to Puerto Rico, so we'll accept that. And our grade last season was a B. We're down to a C. And this is just going to be a fucking slugfest for this division, for this conference. Let's see, in my team preview, so yeah, 2 scholarships. It's only showing us with 2 scholarships, which isn't true. 128 points for the recruitment. Terms of the roster. Obviously, some names won't stick. We do end up with a couple of walk-ons that I have no desire to have here. So Lamar Hines can go. Mosey Worley can go. And Grant Porter can go too. We don't need them. Thank you. So point guard, Haley will be the starter. We're also going to have Richard be the starter over Cruz. I'm leaning towards Doug Norton over Poe as the extra option. Yeah, I'm leaning Norton over Cruz. So we'll have Poe and Sanctions there. Norton gets dropped a bit. Power forward, it's going to be Fry over Sweeney to start things off. And obviously Shepard will start over Thundersticks. So yeah, Cruz will be our 6th man this year. That's that. So Shepard, Fry, Volcano, Little Richard, Haley, and then Bo Cruz as our 6th man. We're gonna go with the kids this year. We're gonna run with the youngins. Schedule-wise, we'll just keep it, except for number 9, Texas. Fuck you. I'm not automatically losing to Texas. Get bent. We'll add a game here, though. Give me a trash team to take on. Why not? Fun trash team. Did we beat Florida Atlantic last year? I feel like we lost to them. Oral Roberts. Perfect. Welcome aboard, Oral Roberts. Preseason training. Let's go with the old 25%. And then we'll focus on the starters, 60-40. So recruitment, let's see what we have here in terms of high interest players. At center, we got a bunch of 2-stars. That's not bad. Power forward, also got some 2-stars. All right. Okay. Again, it says we only have 2 scholarships available. We will have more than that. Positional breakdown, we're going to need a shooting guard at the very least, which is okay. Let's go down to medium. Fortunately, we got a couple of 1-stars. It's not so great. We do have a 3-star, Bobby Donaldson. At forward, definitely somebody that we could use. And a 3-star at point guard, Grant Edwards. So those 2 guys will be our top target. And in general, this looks like it'll be our 25. We'll have to take a couple of guys off the list. Actually, no, we won't, because those last 3 guys are 1-stars. Perfect. So those are our 25. Honestly, not bad. Not too shabby in terms of a setup then for this season. I am just intrigued kind of to see what happens with the damn team, because damn, you know. Did I not? I had centers on my short list, didn't I? Search for recruits, medium. I had centers on my short list. No, I didn't. Did I not have a single center on our short list? I could have sworn I put 4 players on the short list at center. Or did I not add them properly? I could have sworn the logo was next to their name. I mean, we don't need a center, so it's not that big of a deal. But I swear, we just had some people disappear off my list. I swear we did. So, power forward, nobody too crazy. Bobby Donaldson, no doubt, is our top target. Let's go ahead and remove these 1-stars, who honestly might have cost me a half-decent center, apparently. And we do now have the 5 scholarships that we knew that we would. Beautiful. So again, any 1-star dudes we can get rid of. And we will focus on the best of the best. And then literally there's 1 point guard. 1. That we have interest in. Oh yeah, Orono's not a big place at all. It's in close proximity to Bangor though, which isn't that bad. So Grant Edwards. We're going to pretty much be all in for you. Let's officially send that letter of intent. And the little care package. We'll also get some internet research in there. We do need a shooting guard, but we're going to kind of wait to see who out of that bunch proves to be half decent. At forward, Bobby Donaldson is no doubt our other top target right now. We'll focus on the 3-stars, and then out of the 2-stars, we'll see if anybody steps up. So, we're not in a bad spot. We're just in a weird spot, and I feel like we can't escape that spot.